So we are going to compare Intel's Core i7-3930K, the Sandy Bridge E, which is the extreme processor, and it's different from the regular Sandy Bridge in that it does not have the integrated graphics, and it's on the same architecture as the server processors, basically having a wider channels for memory transfer and have a higher number of cores. So Skylake 6700K, the newer processor that's launched just recently in third quarter of 2015 in Sandy Bridge E, is a 4-year-old processor and still doing very good. Let's take a look at the pass mark score first before we move on to further. We have pass mark score 12,087 for Core i7-C930K versus 10,880 for newer 4 years later i7-6700K. So that's a disappointing, as 6700K is the top of the line Skylake processor and is still not standing in front of Sandy Bridge E processor. I'm not sure what's going to be the price of i7-3790K. We know that it's 339 for Skylake, but that's the price listed here, 339, but it's listed at 594. But it's 4-year-old processor, so we should have a lower price now. Amazon has this price listed as 636, which means it's still selling for a price. Now let's say new egg price. We have Newegg, and it's out of stock, which means that it's almost phased out and Intel is not producing it. But anyway, the key thing that we wanted to see is that this is a significantly faster processor even now, so you don't need to update it, you cannot buy it, but Sandy Bridge E is subsequently updated to Haswell E, that's available now. So looking at the differences, we have 6 core versus 4 core, and each of them support the hyper-threading. So that by itself theoretically gives a 50%, practically it will be more like 30-35% performance improvement by increasing the number of cores. The TDP rating is higher to accommodate more number of cores. The clock frequency goes down because each of these cores need to run at lower core voltage, and therefore the max clock frequency is always gonna be low. And also because the Sandy Bridge E is an older process that's 32 nanometer versus 14 nanometer for Skylake. Now DDR4 is another news. We have DDR4 introduced to the Skylake versus DDR3, and DDR4 in itself saves some power because it works on 1.2 volt. Now the max memory channel, that's one thing I was looking for, and that doubles from 2 to 4, so that increases the bandwidth of the memory transfer from 34 gigabytes per second to 51.2 gigabytes per second. PCI Express is another news. We have two PCI Express 2.0 versus 3.0, that increases the transfer rate at the PCI Express. So that's pretty much everything about these two processors, and I hope you get the idea. In the nutshell, we have the Sandy Bridge E is still doing very well, and primarily because it's a hex core versus 4 core, but the newer Skylake has better power performance. It has DDR4, and the last thing I did not mention is the integrated graphics. The HD graphics 530 that comes with the Skylake is not a very high-end graphic, but it's not very bad either. But Sandy Bridge E does not come with any integrated graphics. Hope that helps you. Thanks for taking a look.